In an early morning hike out to Koloko-Honokahau National Historical Park in Kailua Kona, this band of birders got what they came to see at the Hawaii Island Festival of Birds.
Sort of fill the niche of the bird.
Lance Tonino led the way as the group's guide,
This morning I am leading a bird walk.
pointing out the assortment of feathered creatures that frequent this shoreline.
It's beautiful black and golden, and they're like in their best tuxedo before they leave back for Alaska. And we're here to see shorebirds, native water birds, and migrant shorebirds. Yeah, there's a wandering tattler on the far side out there, walking to the right.
Birdwatching is just part of the 3-day-long festival. The heart of the event is here at the Sheraton Kona Resort and Spa at Keauhou Bay. Attendees could visit informational booths, enjoy bird-inspired arts, and listen to a panel of speakers.
Thousands of tourists.
It's all part of the vision of co-founder Rob Pacheco.
Oh, I've been crazy about birds since I was a little kid, and I love nature in general. And so I grew up in a place with a lot of birds in a migratory path in California, out in the country. So you had to be difficult not to see the birds in Norm when you have 8 million snow geese coming in, you know. So they captivated me at an early age, and I'm the kind of person that likes to discover. And so at an early age, I made this discovery between seeing something and wondering what it was, and being able to get a book, which I love books, and figure out the mystery, and like, oh, you know, that's an American bittern. And to have that name, that piece of knowledge, and that connection with the bird, just by knowing its name, I felt connected to it. And the thing I love about birds is it makes you stop and you're in the moment. It takes you out of whatever's going on in your life. And if you stop and focus on that bird, you're just in the moment. And it's just a great way to relieve stress and to connect and be connected to something bigger and outside of yourself.
Up here, so this has been a very good location for birders.
But it's what happens outside the event center that best typifies the experience an avid birder is after.
Here's a good view of a coot and a stilt in the scope. He's right next to the coot in the water.
This trip to the beach also served as an introduction to the new 90-mile Hawaii Island birding trail.
And today is when it debuts. And so from here on out, Hawaii is no longer the state without a birding trail. Today we are the last and most technically advanced state with a birding trail website. Well, this is the first birding trail for Hawaii. We're the last in the nation to have such a birding trail. And it spans across the coast, across the island from coast to coast. It starts off in the open ocean waters off Kona, where there's many pelagic seabirds that fish offshore, all the way to Keohole Point, across the saddle, including the Palila Trail that opened last year, Pu'o'o trails, and more, all the way down to local Waka Pond in Hilo, near the Seaside Restaurant. So this is a unique type of trail system in Hawaii. Again, it's the first type of birding trail we've had in Hawaii, and the term birding trail is something that's used a lot on the continent to describe these kind of routes and connections of these birding hotspots, places you might find a lot of birds. They're good places to look for birds. So we call it a trail, although it's not as we might be familiar, like a hiking trail, but it does link hiking trails, national parks, state parks, county parks, and other amenities and forest reserves that are excellent places to see these native birds.
The reason why we decided to do the Hawaii Island Festival of Birds is we first got together about making the birding trail. And so birding trails are these concepts that are all over the US, and we're the only state that didn't have a birding trail. So a friend of mine, Debbie Anderson, approached me and said, let's make a birding trail. And I said, that's a great idea. And so we got together to make the birding trail, and then we thought, you know what? If we're gonna do this, we need to really, get the word out. So how are we gonna do that? Well, let's have a bird festival. And a lot of birders, we've talked about it over the years. Hawaii doesn't have a bird festival. Bird festivals are very popular on the mainland. And so we decided this is a perfect way to start this out. And so here we are with our second year.
Now that the Hawaii Island Birding Trail is in place, can birdwatching play a greater role in the island's tourism economy? We asked Ross Birch, Executive Director of the Hawaii Island Visitors Bureau.
Niche markets are definitely something we're looking at, and the birder market is, from what I'm understanding, over the last 2 to 3 years of this festival, It's amazing the amount of individuals that are birders and the amount of spend that they have as well when they go on vacation. I think it's perfect for our island with the type of species of bird that we have, and now the birding trail that was just created, the first one in the state. It's a whole nother opportunity for us to bring more visitors to the island.